Hi guys, and welcome to a new episode of Brave Dog Training Online's Women Power playlist. Have you ever procrastinated on training because it was uncomfortable and it meant change? Today we're gonna talk about comfort zone in dog training, what that has to do with anything and why we need it or don't need it, and how it can help us. I'm Anita, I'm a professional dog trainer. I show you how to build a trusting relationship with your dog to overcome fear and reactivity and have fun together again. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments what you have been avoiding in training or what your expectations would be for dog training and what you think it's like to start working on dog behavior. That's it. Have fun. Alright, so for us humans, it is completely normal, not only for us, but it's just biologically normal, to work towards homeostasis. So that everything stays the same. Everything stays exactly the way we know it, even though it's not comfortable or it's not ideal. Like for example, if we want to earn more money, but we are keeping ourselves from it subconsciously because it would mean change, and change means something new, something uncomfortable, right? And this happens with everything in life. It doesn't matter. Whenever change is involved, it becomes a little bit uncomfortable, and this is where most people stop and say, this is not for me. The thing is, if we want to change behavior and if we want to change our dog's misbehavior, we have to go deeper than just changing the dog and just forbidding him to do something. And that's why corrections don't work in the long run, because there are underlying issues for your dog to behave a certain way. So if your dog is, for example, lunging, barking, growling whenever he sees another dog, there is a reason for that. He doesn't do that just because it's fun or just because he wants to annoy you or whatever. He does it because there is a reason behind it. And if we don't address that reason, it won't change sustainably. It's not possible. But for the change to be sustainable, for the reason, or for us to find the reason, we have to get out of our comfort zone a little bit. Because if we're saying, well, I don't want to change my routines and I like my daily schedules and nothing can change, then nothing will change. Surprise. So this is why you have to decide what's bothering you really and what's actually not. There are people, when they get jumped on by their huge, extremely dirty dog, they don't care. And that's fine. Then they don't need to train it, and they don't need to be uncomfortable and change things to train it because it's not necessary. But if you want to change something, if you really say, well, this is annoying, this is bothering me, then you have to accept or start being comfortable with being uncomfortable. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but for example, whenever I start working on a behavior, and whoever has worked with me before will know this, I ask a lot of questions about daily routines. How much does the dog sleep? How does he behave around food? How is his predatory side? How does he come along with other dogs and people and all those things? So it's way longer than that, but just an excerpt of it. All right. So I want to know all these things because they all can have some clues in them to why the dog is behaving like he's behaving. And this is where a lot of people are already not willing to be uncomfortable, because I ask to write a protocol for 3 days about a sleeping dog. So about how much the dog sleeps. So yes, this is boring and this is where it gets uncomfortable. But it's 3 days. You can do anything for 3 days, right? And it's not even a lot to do. It's just something we have to get ourselves to do. And this is where we have to leave our comfort zone. Even though it's nothing huge, it's something we have to do, and we have to be aware of that, right? And this is a very, very important aspect of our whole behavior change thing, because if we know how much the dog sleeps and rests and stuff like that, we know about stress levels and stuff like that, right? But it means a change in the routine, because you have to pick up a pen and you have to write it down. And it doesn't sound like much, but it very often it's too much. And when it comes to behavior change itself, we might have to change up the routine a little bit, even if it's only for a while. Or your behavior, like how are you behaving towards your dog? And this is where it becomes tricky. To be honest, it's tricky only for a limited amount of time, because you will get used to it. But if you're not ready to step out of the comfort zone and start doing the hard things, there will be no change. All right? And if you need help with that, because nobody wants to just change things that are not useful, go to the description, book a free call, and we see how this can look like for you. Because dog training itself, it's not very time consuming. It's not very hard. Well, sometimes it is hard to learn, but the most tricky part is getting ourselves to implement it. For example, I wanted to work on Kalumi's predatory behavior, and this is not really my my expertise, but I wanted to do that with her. And then I just caught myself thinking, well, let's choose another path, because there is not that much wildlife on that path. So I was avoiding it, right? Because it was something new and I had to do stuff. And the important part is catching ourselves doing that and then deciding consciously for the change. That said, why don't you write me in the comments, how was your experience trying it? And where did you get stuck? I would love to read those comments. And that's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and have a lot of fun stepping out of your comfort zone. Till next time. Bye.